Someone drilled holes in my houseboat right there in broad daylight, and I had to stand on the dock watching the whole thing sink while the HOA president put on a show for the police, fake tears, hysterics about environmental damage, the works. If you think that's the craziest part, trust me, you haven't heard anything yet. Ever watched a control freak declare war over a lake? Buckle up, because this woman saw herself as sheriff judge and the EPA rolled into one while I just wanted a quiet life on my family ranch. Spoiler, that wasn't in the cards. If you've ever gone toe-to-toe with a power-drunk HOA or a neighbor who thinks the world turns on their complaints, go ahead. Tell me in the comments, because sometimes it helps to know you're not the only one. It started out as an ordinary Tuesday in late June. I was sanding the new rail on my houseboat, sweat on my brow, sun blazing, but there was this steady breeze off the lake that made it all feel worth it. 3 months into this project, and I still couldn't get enough of the view, water sparkling, shore-lined with pines, just the way my grandpa liked it. I was half lost in thought when I heard the click-clack of high heels on gravel, a sound so out of place in the middle of ranch country that it made me stop mid-sand. I look up and here's this woman in a white suit, expensive shoes, the type you'd expect at a corporate fundraiser, not out here in the dust. She stops about 20 feet away, just staring at me, arms crossed, lips pursed like she stumbled across an alien life form. I put down the sandpaper wave and figure she's curious about the build. "Excuse me," she calls out, her voice sharper than a branding iron. "Are you responsible for this structure?" Pointing at my houseboat like it's a chemical spill. I stand up, wipe my hands, try to keep things friendly. "Yes, ma'am." "Built it myself, still a work in progress. Name's Austin Turner. You must be new around here." She doesn't even blink. Instead, she announces herself like royalty. "I'm Paula Greaves, president of the Sunset Hills Homeowners Association." She says it with this air of authority, like it should mean something to me. That floating junkyard, she sneers, is a code violation and needs to be removed immediately. I have to laugh just a little because this is my family's land, our lake, and here's this newcomer throwing her weight around. "Well, Miss Greaves, I appreciate your concern," I say, still polite. "But this is private ranch land. Your HOA rules don't really apply." Her cheeks flush and a vein pops in her forehead. She's clearly not used to people pushing back. "Listen, Turner," she snaps, dropping any pretense. "I don't care what sad story you got, this community has standards. If you don't take that thing down, I'll make sure you're forced to." She storms off, heels digging into the dirt, hair starting to wilt in the heat. I stand there, part amused, part annoyed, but mostly thinking, this is just the beginning. Sure enough, by sunrise the next day, the real circus kicks off. Sabotaged ropes, scattered tools, scratches on the hull. Paula's making my life miserable, one petty act at a time. She calls, she emails, she quotes HOA bylaws like she's reciting Bible verses. By day 3, I'm feeling like prey in my own home, can't shake the feeling of being watched. Then one morning, Tom Bradley, my neighbor, knocks on the door. Tom's a good guy, solid as they come, and he looks worried. "Austin, hate to say it, but Paula's telling everyone you're building some kind of bunker or brewing moonshine back here. She's got folks riled up, says you're poisoning the lake, that you're an outsider thumbing your nose at the rules." He tells me she's filing complaints, waving around legal-looking paperwork. "She's building a case against you," he warns. At this point, I know I can't just ignore her. But maybe I figure if she thinks she's winning, she'll back off. So I start dismantling parts of the deck out in plain sight, hoping she'll ease up. That just pours gasoline on the fire. Now she's convinced I'm caving, so she doubles down. More calls, more vandalism, more surveillance from her hilltop. I realize showing weakness to someone like Paula is a rookie mistake. She's a shark and I'm bleeding. Then Tom calls with a warning. Paula's on her way with someone in an official-looking vehicle. "Get ready," he says, "she's bringing backup." I call my grandpa's old lawyer, ask for every land document, deed, and survey they've got. Turns out there's more to our ranch than even I knew. My great-great-grandfather claimed nearly 800 acres, including the whole lake and water rights. If Paula thinks the lake belongs to the HOA, she's in for a rude awakening. When my lawyer calls back, her voice has that excited, "You're not going to believe this" tone. "Austin, your family owns the lake, the water, and the surrounding land up to 200 yards past the shoreline. The paperwork is solid, no one can touch it." I tuck those documents away, ready to play my ace. But instead of going nuclear right away, I let Paula keep digging her own grave. She rolls in the next morning with a whole entourage, EPA, Fish and Wildlife, county officials. I welcome them in, show them around, watch as they test the water, poke around the boat. Paula's practically bouncing with glee, convinced this is her big win. But the officials find nothing, no pollution, no violations, no permit issues. The county guy even says my houseboat meets every code for a temporary structure on private land. Paula loses it, insisting there must be anything wrong. But the officials are done. One even gives me an apologetic look. If you think that'd stop her, think again. Now she parks her car at the edge of my land for hours, binoculars in hand, calling the county every other day. The last straw comes one morning. I wake up to voices on the dock. Two men, rough-looking drills in hand, and Paula standing there with this wild smile. One starts drilling holes in my hull. I yell, "Rush out," but it's too late. The water's rushing in, my months of work vanishing before my eyes. Paula whips out her phone voice, quivering with fake concern. "Yes, police, I need to report an environmental emergency. There's a man sinking a boat in our lake." She tells them I'm polluting, sabotaging community property. I'm standing there waist deep, clutching what little I could save, and something just clicks inside. Up till now, I've tried to play nice, work through the system, keep my cool. But this is criminal. When Officer Mike Stevens shows up, Paula's putting on her best victim act, rattling off accusations about environmental terrorism, demanding I be arrested. Mike's known my family for years. He listens calm as ever, then asks for my side. I hand him the waterproof folder, land grants, deeds, all of it. His eyes widen as he flips through. "Ma'am, you've been reporting crimes on land that isn't even yours. These documents show clear ownership, all legal, all official." Paula tries to protest, but Mike's done listening. "If what Austin says about the sabotage is true, you're facing serious charges: trespassing, property destruction, false reporting." She starts to unravel, claiming I'm deceiving the community, faking papers, committing some kind of fraud. Mike shuts her down, tells her she's on thin ice, and says I should get a restraining order. As his patrol car disappears, Paula hisses, "This isn't over, Turner. By the time I'm done, you'll wish you'd never set foot here." Sure enough, the next 2 days are a whirlwind of rumors, phone calls, group messages, neighbors I barely know asking if I'm some kind of con artist. Paula's spreading lies like it's a campaign, twisting just enough truth to fool people who want to believe the worst. I start getting nasty calls, anonymous threats, accusations of fraud, all because she's sharing my number in the HOA chat. Tom keeps me posted, says about half the neighborhood thinks I'm some criminal mastermind. The other half think Paula's lost her mind. But Paula overplays her hand. She brags about having video evidence of me destroying my houseboat, tells everyone she's got it all on camera. Tom lets me know she's called a meeting at the clubhouse, promising to show proof to the whole community. I get ready, folder of documents in hand, knowing exactly what's about to happen. The clubhouse is packed. Paula's front and center, about to play her evidence. I stand up before she hits play. "Before you watch this," I say, "take a look at these." I pass out copies of the deeds maps, all stamped and official. You can feel the room shift, people whispering, eyes darting, realizing they've been fed a load of nonsense. Paula's getting desperate, but she can't back down. She starts her video, grainy, shaky, but clear enough to show her goons drilling holes in my hull. Then you hear her voice. "Hurry up and finish before he stops you. It's all right there. Her people sabotaging my property, her directing the show." The room goes silent. Everyone staring at the screen, at her, at me. I stand up again, my voice steady, louder than before. "As you just saw, Mrs. Greaves orchestrated the destruction of my houseboat, then tried to frame me for it. That's criminal, plain and simple." Tom gets up too, says what everyone's thinking, "Paula, it's time for you to step down." Someone seconds it, and within a minute the whole room votes her out. Officer Stevens, there as a neutral observer, tells everyone the video will be used in the criminal case. Paula's face crumbles, the mask drops, and for the first time you see the fear. The lawsuit goes through. She's fined, hit with community service, hit with a restraining order, and within a month she puts her house up for sale. Now the lake's peaceful again. The new HOA president's reasonable, the neighbors have settled down, and my new houseboat floats like a dream. I get offers all the time to sell, but I'm not letting go. This lake's been in my family for generations, and after all that, I'm more sure than ever it's going to stay that way. Ever dealt with a Paula in your neighborhood? Someone who'd rather destroy than admit they're wrong? Drop your stories below. Let's hear how you handled it. What's your take? Who's right? Who's wrong? And where do you draw the line on justice and standing your ground? Let's talk about it.